How's it coming? Right, you just want to get in those deep areas.
Yes.
Kind of. So we have something to work with as a base for the render. Because a lot of this is just out of whack here. Yeah. So what Nicholas is doing over there is he's using the mortar that we typically use to restore the stone. In this case, he's using it to strengthen the wall because these walls are going to be done in render, right? We're not going to restore the stone. I've got a lot of stone already in this house. So, and I think this area that we're wanting to put the render is going to look much better. Adding the mortar to the wall does two different things. It strengthens the wall because we do have a lot of, well, not a lot, but we do have some loose stones. So those will be secure. And it also fills these deep gouges that are present in different areas of the wall. And by pre-filling it with the mortar, it'll require less render to make the wall flat. I'll drop it here. I'll move it back in. Let's start here and we'll work our way up. It's still a little wet, but we'll take some of this excess water off the railing here. So right, you just want to pack it from one side to the other side. And then once we have this filled in, we'll move here to this side, kind of just to fill in some of these lower areas here. And then we'll come back and put another full coat. So as Nicholas is working on filling out that corner, what I need to do is measure the square footage of the future attic, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. So we're here on the second floor looking up to the third floor. Everything to the left of the wall will be bedrooms and bathrooms. So we move into the next part of the second floor, right? Looking up, this is going to be a future attic here. So the folks over at Lasco Tools provided me with this very cool laser distance meter, and it's going to make measuring that square footage very easy. So I've never used one of these before, but I looked at the instructions. It's pretty straightforward. There are a lot of different features to this, but I'm really only interested in being able to measure straight line distance. And with this, I can take multiple straight line distances and add to those values or subtract from those values, and other more complicated measurements that I'm really not interested in. But for what I need, this is perfect. To make this job easier, what I want to do is get above these cement beams here, so I can take just two single measurements rather than multiple measurements. Eventually there will be an opening there from the left that'll come into this space. So as I look here, I can get the length and width with no problem. Let's start by turning on the device. I have my benchmark set at the back of the device already. I want to change to area. Okay, so I'm going to take my first measurement. What I'm going to do is start from here, and I'm going to want to go to that far wall over there. So Let's see what we got. Start by turning on the beam. Great. And let's see here. Get it here against the wall and click. So I have my first measurement. What do we have there? 9.626 meters. Now what I need to do is get the width here. So turn on the beam. Whoa. Okay, what do we have? 38 square meters, so just under 38 and a half square meters. Okay, so I know I need at least 38 and a half square meters of plywood to get that attic floor covered. So now with that out of the way, I'm gonna go check on Nicholas and see how he's coming along with that corner. Okay, so here's transformation. So you saw what it looked like before, and now what we have here are, let me get my shadow out of the way. We have very smooth plastered walls here. And what we've tried to do is follow the original shape of the stone. So in some cases you're going to see there's kind of a quirkiness to the way the walls are shaped. They come in here. Of course, when they were laying these stones originally, the walls were not exactly plumb. In some areas, they come out further at the base and then kind of go inward. And you can see that when we start looking at this other area over here. In some areas, we try to plumb the wall and create some hard angles. But as I said, I'm just trying to keep with the original shape of the stone. So there you have it. Majority of this wall is complete. There are some little touch-up areas that we still need to work on. And if anyone's wondering why we left this open and this area here open, it's because this is where the main sewer stack comes into the house. And we're going to need to leave this open so that we have access to work on the sewer as it goes into the bathroom above, as well as the bathroom that's going to be in this location over here. This here, when I first bought the house, was a broom closet, and it had 2 wooden doors over here. In the future, this is probably where the boiler is going to go. So now we're going to move on over here. So with this wall here, majority, like I said, taken care of, what we're going to do is start working over here. Now over here is where the old fireplace was. Now, this fireplace was put here, I think, like 80 years ago. In fact, I met the man that actually installed it, and unfortunately, it wasn't installed well. It wasn't built well. It wasn't ventilated well. And so that's why I removed it. So what we're going to do now is work on actually blocking this up. And then we're going to carry this plaster to the edge here where it goes down, similar to what's down on the first floor, and then create a border from here across to where the former window was. And that should round out all of this area and do some cleanup over here. So stay with us. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Subscriptions really help. And follow us and see how everything turns out in the next video.